habits. You need to break yourself up if you want to speculate.
Let's
get right back to
now, if we take a look
ineffective speculators. Another thing they do, they buy cheap stuff. I'm back, and I got 5 more bad habits. You need to break yourself up if you want to speculate like a pro. Let's get right back to ineffective speculators. Another thing they do, they buy cheap stocks because they assume everything.
Natural gas, those are not specific, right? You're not to say those are natural resources.
Back
so with everybody, and you now have the bank
essentially between
England, America, Chinese, apparently loosening up everybody is now loosening the money supply, printing money.
Hi, I'm Max Kaiser. This is the Kaiser Report.
Jim and Andrew. We also had a relatively low discount interest rate where banks borrow from the federal government. There's a lot more support for that in the
shortages of nearly all commodities developing and I'm going to make money in the commodities. If the economy does get better, it's going to print a lot more money. Place to be, and we all have
I was just saying, I told you this has been happening for weeks. All we do is search stuff online. And we use several different search engines, but start pages, stuff just proxies. And if someone in the world is watching us, we all say technicians watching us, learning that they're being listened, fixing our searches, or documents saying they're killing us. Of course they can't have me on here dominant. And I'm dominating all of the web now. We're being censored everywhere.
Everything in the world
I have confirmed that people
maybe the US dollar will go up initially, but probably everything would be hit and the shock that made it worse. So I own gold. I'm not selling my gold.
The crash of Lehman Brothers. It was a discussion on my side of former chancellor.
And what the Fed is doing is simply guaranteeing that
most people don't understand
the 0% interest rates prevent.
And perhaps you know Venus Project, you know the Revolt Charter organization, you know perhaps the books and the stories of Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek, where we live in the world about money. I can tell you it is possible. But the problem we are facing is how can we get there? And all that we have to know is it happens in our minds. We have to push the right switches and then we will find the path.
Okay. Hello to another FM Signals Info show. My name is El-Erian from good old Germany, and you're welcome to another 48 hours technical analysis and synthesis. Today with another major cross rate, the cable, pound, US dollar. Where is it? Is it the pound dollar? Here is it? On the right side. So pound dollar cable, unless the stuff again traders, it's still yours. Come on, today it's the 15th May 2012, Tuesday, 1817 Central European Time, 1770 in London, of course, or 1217 in New York, by the way. The cable is trading by around 1.6019 right here right now, and we see here we are on a slightly downside trend. Today a little bit sharper. So yes, analyze the stuff again, it's still yours. Okay, let's break it down to a technical analysis. I want to give you my thoughts for next 48 hours or until the end of the week. Here we've got the monthly high lows, and we see here we've got here we created here new lows. Also today by European session, London session, and of course surprisingly in my opinion here also in New York session, so slightly lower again or still. So here we've got the 23 FIBO lines, the 38, the 50, and so long. Interesting in my opinion also here the quarterly. We've got here a quarterly here start of the week, yesterday, here end of last week, this week here something like a bounce bounce, try to get up or to fight the trend, and yes, don't get it here yesterday and today morning. So yesterday before New York opened and today before European opened, we've got here around about the 61 Fibo line. Here a pretty resistant aftermath, of course. Here the slightly lower prices. Or here, or not slightly, here sharper, here slightly lower prices still in the cable. So here the yearly time frame, yearly high lows, and we see here we are trading here around about the 76.4 high low. So on bigger highs. Yeah, what's interesting, or what's the main? That's the Fibo lines. What's interesting and what's the main facts, from technical view, in my opinion, is this one here. We see this trend line, and this trend line started at the highs of the year. Here we see it, high of the year is 30 April, before the month started. Here and 7th, so 30th April and 7th May, roundabout here 161 area or 162 area, much more, and here 163 if you want roundabout. So a little bit, and here we are trading here on downside. Interesting also the facts, we tried 3 times last week and this week to break up this downside trend. So and yeah, we failed. So I'm still slightly bearish in this cross trade, by the way. So I wouldn't fight the trend. So okay, yeah, what can we do, or what can we do if we are not short in this cross trade, or what can you do, or we, however. So interesting in my opinion is here the fact. Here, as I said before, this 3 breaks out, that's signals to me. So even that this trend is still intact and much stronger than I believed. Let me say honestly, this morning as I watched out, I tried to, yes, I hoped, seemed, calculated, perhaps with an outbreak here, brief again and then go back, but the market or the traders or the cable still surprisingly lower by the way. So that's signals for me here, and yeah, and it's the basic cycle trend, downside trend. So, and I would still prefer the short side in this cross trade, by the way. I've got a little bit hangover, one moment please. So here, I would still prefer the short side in this cross trade. So here we are, yes. So let's go further. Okay. Okay, now I'm back. So excuse me for this little hangover. It's still 12:24 New York time, 17:24 London time, or example 18:24 Brussels, Zurich, Frankfurt or Stuttgart, my hometown. Okay, the market is still trading 116.91. So don't here are 5 pips, 5 tips, so don't get confused. 116.19. So by the way, okay, let's go further where we was, or stand up, or here, yes, okay. Here we are with this 3 signals, and this 3 signals here signals me here, as I said, or tried to say it, yes, here I wouldn't fight the trend. So I wouldn't find, okay, we will get cycles wherever you want, news flows also of course, but I would still prefer the short side in the cable and higher prices. So I hoped today, as I watched this currency here, perhaps get a better entry. So, and let's break it a little bit more down. Perhaps we will find a better entry. By the way, here the 76 line would be one, or perhaps here a little bit above Y. So is this fact here. We see these lines last week. Here tried to break out. Then we lost here before. Here it was a great sharp bounce. So I'm trying, or I would wait that we get here some. Here we see how can I explain it in English? Yes, here and 4 or 5 hours here. So we created here probably more than 100, 120, 50 pips, and then got here also lower prices. And here also, yes, last week or this week, excuse me, here at start of the week, we've got also here, yeah, not so much, perhaps 50, 60 prices, and then also here the trend. So I would hoping or waiting here that we come here sharply high, and then I would probably say the cable, but it's not, of course, it's an, how do you say in English, Goldilocks scenario or wishful scenario. So yes, be aware, unless the stuff again is still yours. So oh man, damn, I need more RAM here at my laptop. However, okay, here's the way, here's the trend. Here we see last week the sideways trend, and what's interesting is from technical view is here we failed. We've got here the sideways trend, and then here we've got the squeeze, something like a squeeze out in the aftermap here. Here where the bulls. Here I tried tomorrow, or this morning tried perhaps to even get on the bull side, but yes, aftermap better that it wasn't here. We've got here the squeeze out 1, 2 on the longer view, longer downside trend, and here on the sideways trend. So also, so yeah, still pressure in the market, still pressure in the markets. So yes, and I wouldn't calculate that the bulls will be in the next hours or days strong enough to fight these trends, or give me a reason to buy, or yes, or perhaps we will get a news flow or something, news from the central banks. So I don't see a reason. Right here, right now, at 18:28 Central PM time, 17:28 London time, or 12:28, and New York time on Tuesday, the 15 May 2012. I don't see a reason to buy the cable right here, right now, for the next 48 hours or until the end of the week. So, okay. From technical view also, so, and interesting on the short-term view, I told you here the picture of the last week. What's much more interesting in my opinion is the fact here on Friday we've got here this shakeout on downside, above on the upside, and then the sideways trend here into the weekend. So in the weekend we tried also yes, on Monday to break out also, and failed also, so that's a signal for me from the technical view also here that this was after map, of course, here a great area to sell the cable. So I'm hoping, or yes, now right here right now, since New York started, trading session started in New York, I don't thinking perhaps we will see in the next 48 hours here this price area, but that would be a great price area in my opinion, still to sell the cable here on the above side. So the trend I'm expecting slightly lower trend, and here perhaps we will get some news or some intraday moves, some intraday beers, yes, which not agree with my opinion and buy the cable. So I would take the counterpart and would sell here the area, even for this reason, if you want, on the short term, here on the short term, or the primary scenario here, this one, the secondary scenario here, this one, and the third here, the big trend line. So I've for the next 48 hours or until the end of the week here, that will be the best price area here, around about 161, a little bit lower, to sell the cable once again. So if it rises, of course, if it rises. Here we've got the trading sessions also into it, and what's interesting in this fact is here the highs were here last week, even as New York started, and here this week also, and here this morning. So I hope today, that was my first thought today here, that we will get and higher prices, but it don't looks like today. Here we are trading here lows, so I'm still hoping here to catch the cable at this price area. So here we'll see what will happen, but I would still prefer, as I said, the short side. Okay. 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 What's also interesting are the pivot points. If we saw here the pivot points at London time, here we see we've got here even around about 161, the weekly pivot point last week, this week. So very interesting in my opinion, and we arrived here the first weekly pivot point even at 160. So here on the 160.70. So also very interesting facts, technical facts in my opinion. By the way, if we are taking here New York time, here also the weekly points at same level, of course. Here also, and the daily here we see the daily points here also. So this gives me, or even gives me an evidence, as I said here, for the technical analysis before, for the poor technical analysis without indicators. So here and the weekly daily pivot points here, yeah, so gives me one more reason here to sell at this price level, the cable. Yes. So let's zoom a little bit here and get a better view of the price action right here, right now, at 12:36 New York time on Tuesday. Here zoom a little bit, here much more, and we see here there's lower prices here. So, and here also at this area. So, okay, to break it down, to come to a point, I would still prefer the short side here. So I will still prefer the short side, a short trend, and analyze the stuff again is still yours, where to put your trades or not. So, and then in the end, take a look, of course. Too much RAM. Oh, the economic calendar needs too much RAM. Here, by the way, yes, the economic calendar, here it is. Here the cable data this week. Here, by the way, we've got here the trade balance from today, and what was it? trade balance, yes, and leading index, yes, and gave us a little bit support after map, but still in the trend. So I would still, with another trade here, with the tomorrow very big or important numbers, inflation report, and Governor King will also speak. So I would, or I'm expecting here a scenario even like this. So perhaps the market react positive. So I would still wait and see what will Mr. King and the inflation report tell us, and then if we'll get higher prices, even perhaps bounce us back to this level or here above, I would proudly sell the cable once again. And by the way, in 16 hours will that happen. So tomorrow or Central European time midday. So tomorrow on Wednesday and on Friday we've got here 10-year bond action from Britain also. From the US we will have tomorrow building permit and FOMC meetings tomorrow. Tomorrow also important, and on Thursday unemployment claims, so, and Philly Fed manufacturing index also will show us the way. But we will see here today as the data came out, so CPI data, and for example here the retail sales here, the market react with here lower prices. So and here right now we are something like a little bit sideways. So however, don't ignore the economic data to come to a point, to come to an end. Don't ignore the economic data from Britain and US dollar. Watch the cross rate here carefully. Here the smart picture, we're trading right here right now at 160.19. So come on. Here. Carefully, and if we should bounce back, I would take this as an opportunity to sell cable again and trade with the actual trend for the next 48 hours or until the end of the week. Yeah, traders, that's all from my side from today. Thanks for spending your time watching my video. My name is still Damegaj from good old Germany, and you're welcome always to watching and hearing my FM Signals info show. Another 48 hours technical analysis and synthesis today with the cable, and it's Tuesday the 15th May 2012, 12:41 New York time, 17:41 London time, or 18:41 Central European time, Brussels, Frankfurt, Zurich or Stuttgart for example. By the way, thanks. And in the end of the video I will give you one citation once again. So thanks and have a great time.
Well, there are problems in America. The Americans have to deal with that situation, and the fact that the U.S. was downgraded had an impact on sentiment, as you saw in the latest numbers. Now, but you have to realize the United States is very much of the GDP that is produced in the U.S. is consumed internally. When you look at the amount of exports and imports relative to GDP, it's relatively small in the United States. And you have to understand is that most
and the money flows into one asset and then into another one, probably
And when I say you weren't breastfed, and I've put this out before, people, a lot of them get mad and say, well, no, I wasn't breastfed. You don't get the fats you need for brain growth in the first year and a half without the milk that the female mammal, Homo sapiens sapien, produces. See, those breasts are for a reason. They're designed to feed you. Now, my mother breastfed me till I was 18 months old. I've got a big brain, okay? I got my full development.
America's already paying well. The idea that they're still paying things to AAA credit and they may lower it is just absurd. These left rating agencies have been wrong about nearly everything for the past 10 or 15 years. From your attention, the U.S. is in terrible trouble. Congressmen should be worried about that.
Working, that we're finally getting growth, that we're creating jobs, that we've turned the corner, you know, that we've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, pretty soon people are going to realize that that's not a light, it's the proverbial oncoming rain. The U.S. economy is not getting better at all. In fact, most people are sicker than ever before, and all the Fed can do is keep interest rates at zero indefinitely, pretend there's no inflation, even as it's about to rage out of control,
and the stories
and trying to justify keeping the economy on life support, which
I can tell you it is possible. But the problem we are facing is how can we get there? And all that we have to know is it happens in our minds. We have to push the right switches and then we will find the path. I will give you some hints and clues how to do it on yourself.
Just what it's doing.
First of all,
it's a monster.
The biggest most people
in the U.S. economy is that rates are too low. Interest rates are too low. We're never going to have a real recovery until interest rates rise. But of course, when interest rates rise, we're going to have some short-term problems that result from the enormity of our debt. Our banks are going to suffer. Our government's going to suffer because it can't pay its bills. The housing market's going to suffer. We're going to have a short-term contraction, a lot of pain as we go to the global economy and the real economy. But for political reasons, the Fed doesn't want that. So the Fed is resisting the cure by making the disease worse, and eventually we're going to suffer that much more when interest rates
loans from banks,
then we're going to wipe out the dollar completely. Inflation. Let's say it's
created by lending it out.
What if the Japanese see 3% show? And a strong yen would reduce the cost of those imports and would help the
because when banks grant a loan, the money doesn't exist beforehand. It's not existing.
What's driving the trade deficit
in air, but then the banks want it back with interest, and this is the problem, because they never invent the money for interest. In the beginning, all the time, sometimes years ago, people used cattle or sheep, and then if they land a herd, they return it to the corn calves. Natural interest grows on itself, and I think we can return it that. But if we use gold coins, paper money, they don't get it. So banks only create the money of the loan and never the money to pay interest, and this is where the problems start, because the money for the interest doesn't exist in our money volume. So this is the root of the so-called competition in the real economy. We have to fight against each other. Take away money from each other, to give it back to banks.
I mean, if you go to the 2008 period, you find out later that Paulson, thanks to a huddle with the insiders on Wall Street, told folks that the government was going to be bailing out these institutions, printing money to do so. Banks all tripled and quadrupled during that period of time, based on a huddle between Hank Paulson, Congress, and Wall Street. And billions of dollars were siphoned out of the economy, put into the pockets of a few folks who used most of that money to pass laws to make it easier to commit the same crimes over and over again.
Yes, those huddles you were talking about with Hank Paulson, they were actually all, he met with
Okay, traders, come to an end. Give you a citation today from J. Robert Oppenheimer, one of the engineer of the atomic bomb, said before 100 years from all the stored knowledge is in each case a position of a small in possession of a single human. So in my context I told you everything I know, my little possession of a small. So here by the today in the cable cross rate, so unless the stuff again it's still yours. And yes, and yes, I remembered here I create yes last in my video, yes, here last or before 2 weeks, here a bigger view of the cable. So okay, from the short view I told you today all, perhaps here watch the bigger view of the cable, it's surely interesting again, of course, and analyze the stuff again, it's still yours. So, and my name is still Megalic from good old Germany. You're always welcome to watching my videos, spending your time, and yes, stay aware, be aware, wildly shaky market, and analyze the stuff always again, it's still yours. Take respond. Today it's Tuesday the 5th May 2012, it's 12:55 New York time, 17:55 London time or 18:55 Central European time, Brussels, Berlin, Frankfurt, Stuttgart or Zurich, for example. Thanks for watching my video, spending your time, talking to you tomorrow while Wall Street session. Bye bye traders.